Hello, this is online tutorial 16, and in the previous tutorial you were asked to go through questions 9 to 16 and combine the questions and answers into one. So let's go through these together now. For question 9 you should have got, I don't know how they were found in my bag or how to account for the fact they were found in my bag. For question 10, I collected the coins over several months. For question 11, I just do carry a penknife. For question 12, I'm working on and off at the moment. For question 13, I was punched on my nose. For question 14, I got some jewellery from my ex-girlfriend, my present girlfriend bought me some, and my brother died and left me a couple of rings. For question 15, my music system is worth £10,000 because I've been building it up over the past 10 years. Now, for question 16, we'll be looking at that in greater depth during this session. Were you tempted to write something different for question 16? For example, did you put something like, I did explain all this to the officer, but he didn't want to know and was only interested in the evidence he could find? Or, I did explain to the officer that my music system was worth a lot or expensive, but he didn't want to know. Now, if I was your solicitor reading the first of these examples, I would assume that the question was, did you explain all this, and what was the officer's attitude? I would also wonder what it was that you explained. With the second example, I would take it that the question was, did you explain to the officer that your music system was expensive, and what was his attitude? So in both those cases, my assumptions as the solicitor reading your notes are based on what you had written, and of course this was not the question that was originally asked. Of course, question 16 is a long and complicated question and answer, and we'll use this question again to illustrate certain other skills. This last exercise may seem long-winded, but it's just the first of many skills that you will be given to cut down your writing time. Having read paragraph 20 of your study notes, and in accordance with the second action referred to on page 7, I'm now going to read out 3 questions and answers, and what I'd like you to do is to write down what you think you should be writing down in your notes. Are you ready? Here we go. Question number 1. How did you get here today? I got here by bus. Question 2. What did you have for breakfast? I had toast for breakfast and chips for lunch. Number 3. How will you get home this evening? I will get home by bus. You should have written in your notes the following. Number 1, I got here by bus. Number 2, I had toast for breakfast. Number 3, I will get home by bus this evening. Why didn't I mention chips? Well, because it wasn't asked. The question was, what did you have for breakfast, not what did you have for lunch? Now, I hope you get the point, however simply it's put, that if a question isn't asked, you don't have to write down the answer, even if it is volunteered by the witness. You only have time to write down the specific answer to the specific question. Knowing now about what else you can do to minimize your writing time, see paragraphs 19 to 23 of your study notes, you should have no trouble going back to question 16 and rewriting it. Remember to combine the questions and answers into one, leaving out irrelevant answers, cutting out unnecessary words and sticking to the words actually spoken. You should end up with something like this. Explain to off, for officer, MS in car worth a subst amount, dash wise to remove it, thieves prevalent. Everything else that witness says is irrelevant to the question that was put to him. Now, if counsel then wishes to ask another question based on volunteered information, then he will do so. For example, he might say, and having so explained all this to the officer, what was the officer's attitude? Then you could put in your notes, the officer didn't want to know what was in the car, only interested in evidence he could find. You simply do not have the time to write everything down that the witness says. Now, please turn to page 8 of your course material and page 9 of your study notes and go to online tutorial 17. Thank you.